Today I'm showing you how to do the crab scratch. So I've been requested by my boy Barry Watts how to do this scratch. He's my number one fan, so Barry, this is for you. According to Cuba, the inventor of the scratch, he originally called them crepes. They've evolved to be called crab scratches, and it's an evolution of the twiddle basically, which is to do your clicks with 2 fingers, but the crab scratch you use 3 or even all your fingers. The method itself is pretty simple. We're going to use our thumb as a spring and we're going to rake our fingers across the crossfader to create our clicks. You want to keep your thumb as relaxed as possible, which allows your fingers to move the fader over the cutoff point when you do the clicks. For the best results, you want your fingers to come off the bottom of the crossfader. This gives the most movement and most pop and definition to your sound. You want to be making sure that you're using the tips of your finger. For this scratch, it actually helps to have long fingernails. So how many fingers? 3 or 4? Ideally you want to use 4, but you can get away with 3. I personally only use 3 because my little pinky finger is just way smaller than the rest of my fingers, and it's really difficult for me to get that 4th finger involved. The number of sounds you get depends on whether you're doing the scratch open fader or closed fader. If you do them open fader, i.e. you start with the crossfader in the middle and end with the crossfader in the middle, you get 1 extra sound per finger or per click, in much the same way as you do when you're doing flares. For example, 3 fingers closed fader, you're only going to get 3 sounds, but 3 fingers open fader and you're going to get 4 sounds. To really get that crab sound, the kind of distinctive sort of sound, you want to be kind of aiming for 4 sounds ideally.
Let's see that in an instant replay.
Let me know in the comments if you do them 3 or 4 fingers, or if you do them open or closed fader, just to let everyone know. It'd be kind of interesting to see what everyone's doing and how they're getting their crab sound. When you first start practicing these, just concentrate on doing them closed fader first. It'll make your life much easier. And just practice trying to get 3 or 4 distinct sounds, depending on how many fingers you're using. When you can make these sounds consistently, start practicing with the fader open. It's going to slightly change the timing, and that's going to allow you to get the extra sound which I was talking about earlier. It's exactly the same if you're doing it hamster style. In fact, it's probably a little bit easier. I don't scratch that way, but we've got these cool demonstrations by Sugai who can do the crab scratch that way. So some quick notes. For this scratch, you're really going to need a quick cut-in time on your crossfader. I'm not saying you can't do it without it, but to get that really crisp sound, yeah, you make the cut-in time as short as you can. If we're going to talk about combos and what the crab scratch can lead into, you can kind of combine it with lots of different movements. California roll is one where you do a kind of moving baby. Do the crab scratch over it, but it sounds really cool doing it over tears and anything really. For some reason, the crab scratch is one of those scratches which beginner DJs are drawn to. There's always some guy at scratch jams who can barely cut at all, but for some reason can do the crab scratch. Don't be that guy. As always, make sure you've got all your basics down before you try and learn this scratch. A lot of people rely on it as a crutch, and I don't think it's a good thing. There we go, crab scratch, that's it. Look up here if you want to see more scratch tutorials. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that stuff, and leave comments and everything basically. It's all good. See you on the next one.